Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We're doing more video editing here, and we're working on our Hobbit Classic game review. We just finished this sequence about Gollum's lair, which I think we should probably watch back because we only just finished it on the last one. And then we're going to start on, I think the next one is the Lake Town sequence. So let's take a look. Well, it's not an open world. The entirety of Hobbiton is accessible, so it's pretty fun to just walk around and jump on all the buildings and talk to people and stuff. It feels very alive.
Thank you, Bilbo. Perhaps you'll be some use to us after all. Now get into the Green Dragon Inn. The others are waiting.
Another sequence that I really enjoyed their interpretation of was Gollum's cave. We have this whole extended sequence where Bilbo is exploring the network of tunnels and caves underneath. See, are these glitches happening in the footage, or is this in the playback? Let's take a look. And watch it again. The network of tunnels. Yeah, it seems like it's dropping frames in the playback. Let's turn it to a quarter resolution. The network of tunnels and caves underneath the mountains. Yeah, I think it's just a playback thing. And he's freeing like captive dwarves and taking down the goblin chain of command.
Now please, open the gate.
I'll open the gate.
Uh-oh. He looks kind of like a Gamorrean guard that went on a diet, which I thought was kind of a cool way to interpret a sequence that doesn't necessarily have what you would imagine would be a lot of playable content in it. I don't think the riddling aspect of like the Riddles in the Dark chapter of this game, I don't think there actually is any riddling gameplay. It's all just kind of interpreted into this big open sprawling cave network that you can explore, which I thought was a pretty good way to handle it if you're going to make The Hobbit into a platformer. I think nowadays they probably could have done some kind of Mass Effect style choice system with riddles, but I don't know. I thought this totally fit the type of game they were making. Another thing that I thought was a really cool adaptation concept was when you go to Lake Town, you start to uncover this conspiratorial... Good, everything looks pretty good. Let's see what the soundbite is now for Lake Town. Probably should have just let it play out. It was when you go to Lake Town, hold on, you start to uncover this conspiratorial plot to take down Lake Town itself, and you know, goblins trying to infiltrate Lake Town and people double crossing and everything. I thought that was a really cool way to also turn the Lake Town sequence, which you wouldn't think it would have that much potential gameplay opportunities. It actually does end up having a lot of really cool sequences within it. Yeah, good. I don't really include, there's like a part where I explained why Gollum's cave wouldn't have that much gameplay in it, where I was saying like there's nothing happens with Bilbo. He just, you know, gets hit on the head, goes down into the cave, and then he does riddles. And then Lake Town obviously wouldn't have gameplay because they just sit there, eat food, and then go. There's nothing that happens in Lake Town. But in this, they add a bunch of stuff. I don't think that's necessary, though. I think if you read the book, you'd know. If you haven't read the book, you see why the game is good. You start to uncover this conspiratorial... to uncover this conspiratorial plot to take down Lake Town itself, and you know, goblins trying to infiltrate Lake Town and people double crossing and everything. I thought that was a really cool way to also turn the Lake Town sequence, which you wouldn't think it would. Okay. Good. Let's go to Lake Town. So this is probably outside the Woodland Realm. Right? Yeah, because this is where they see the spiders. So then Lake Town had to have been before this? Oh, no, Lake Town is after Mirkwood because they have to get there by getting in the barrels. So that means it's only in the second playthrough that we went there. Right. Yeah, I didn't really mention anything about the entirety of Mirkwood Forest. But, you know, gotta make some choices, I guess. Let's use a little clip of Bilbo on the barrel. Really cool adaptation concept was when you go to Lake Town. This might not be good though. Oh, that's a better clip. I thought was a really cool adaptation. What the heck? Look, he didn't like load into the scene yet. That's weird. I thought was a really cool adaptation concept was when you go to Lake. Let's do this so we can more easily do this. Didn't do a level for the part where the wolves attack you and you go up into the trees, but they did a level for Lake Town. I mean, you know what? Did they skip the Beorn? Did they skip Beorn? Beorn might be after this. Oh, look at all these fish. Oh, it must smell great in here. Oh, cool! We're in proper Lake Town. Nice. I always like to cut on action. Nice. Like, it can't just be a shot of him standing there or the camera not moving. Concept was when you go to Lake Town, you start to
We have a task. The treasure hunter. We need someone.
You start to uncover this conspiracy.
Merchants are.
Wait, that guy.
Bush. What are goblins doing in Lake Town?
Was that guy like? Oh. 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 Wait, so that guy.
Bush. What are goblins doing in Lake Town?
Was that guy like smuggling goblins into Lake Town? That guy's a serious enemy of the state. I don't think we were really aware of how much of a problem he was until now. This conspiratorial plot to take down Lake Town itself goblins trying to infiltrate Lake Town and people double crossing and everything. I thought that was a really cool way to also turn the Lake Town sequence, which you wouldn't think it would have that double crossing and everything. I thought that was a really town itself, goblins trying. So I think this can serve as a replacement for some of that explanation I made. Take down Lake Town itself. Oh. Wait, so that guy...
Bush! What are goblins doing in Lake Town?
Was that guy, like, smuggling goblins into Lake Town? That guy's a serious enemy of the state. I don't think we were really aware of how much of a problem he was until now. Goblins trying to infiltrate Lake Town and people double crossing and everything. I thought that was a really cool way to also turn the Lake Town sequence double crossing, people double, goblins trying to maybe we will still use this. Let's see how this feels. I don't think we were really aware of how much of a problem he was until now. Goblins trying to yeah, I think we'll just keep this in. Of how the video's ballooning in size. The last step of what we do before we start adding music and finalizing is to then remove anything that's unnecessary. Sometimes when you're looking at the smaller picture on a micro scale, like what do I put here, what do I put here, what do I put here, you don't have an awareness of how the whole thing flows. So then some parts might be redundant and stuff. So we don't worry now about the video getting longer. That comes later. Enemy of the state. I don't think we were really aware of how much of a problem he was until now. Goblins goblins trying. Yeah, that's good. I don't know why I cut it like that. Goblins trying to how much of a problem he was until now. Goblins trying to much of a problem he was until now. Goblins trying much of a problem he was until now. Goblins trying to infiltrate Lake Town and much of a problem he was until now. Goblins trying to okay, let's give this the proper volume. This too. So this has to go to 8, but then when I talk, it has to be lowered. Wait, so that guy... Oh! Yeah, so there's a few points where I speak. Was that guy, like, smuggling? Okay, so for these, we want to remove the audio gain. And then we'll put transitions on these. Oh. Oh.
Kill the runt!
Wait, so that guy...
Bush! What are goblins doing in Lake Town?
Was that guy, like, smuggling goblins into Lake Town? Okay, it needs to be a little bit more of an audio gain. What did we do on the other one where I spoke? Was it this? No. It was this. So this is gain 0. He looks kind of like a Gamorrean guard that went on a diet, which I thought was kind of a cool... He looks kind of like a Gamorrean guard that went on a diet. Alright, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3... Oh. Oh.
Kill the runt!
Wait, so that guy...
Bush! What are goblins doing in Lake Town?
Was that guy like smuggling goblins into Lake Town? That guy's a serious enemy of the state. I don't think we were really aware of how much of a problem he was until now. Goblins trying to... Until now. Goblins trying to... Problem he was until now. Goblins trying to infiltrate... Lake Town itself. Oh.
Kill the runt!
Wait, so that guy... A lot of really cool sequences within it. To take down... Okay, so we have that. I would like to do more parts of just exploring Lake Town. Oh, that's, congratulations, you found... For this conspiratorial plot to take you start to uncover for this. See, this isn't a very good one because there's not anything happening in the clip. So this guy literally has a warehouse where he says, I would rather murder the people who attempt to steal the stuff in here than let them take the stuff. Conspiratorial plot to take... But I'm not. Take down plot to take down Lake Town itself. Oh. To take down plot to take down Lake Town. Plot to take down. Thank you guys. And now we're in a new area here. There's a lot of areas. Oh. So where was this? Let's just go to where this clip is. I'll go a little bit earlier than it. Only in the sense that I can make the object.
This is the warehouse. Time to see what's inside.
Lake Town itself. Oh. Lake Town itself. So this is kind of like a sequence, like we wanted to do. Yeah, we want to switch the order of these where it's like 1, 2, 3, and then we can shorten them. The thing that I thought was a really cool adaptation concept was when you go to Lake. I thought was a really cool adaptation concept that I thought was a really cool adaptation concept was when you go to Lake Town. Was when you go to Lake Town, you start to uncover. You start to uncover this conspiratorial plot to take down Lake Town itself. Oh. Lake Town itself. Oh. No, that cut doesn't work. Conspiratorial plot to take down Lake. All right, let's just let this breathe. Really cool adaptation. Another thing that I thought was a really cool adaptation concept was when you go to Lake Town, you start to uncover... Actually, hold it. This. And then give more of the time to this shot. That I thought was a really cool adaptation concept was when you go to Lake Town, you start to uncover this conspiratorial plot to take down Lake Town itself. Oh.
Kill the runt!
Wait, so that guy...
What are goblins doing in Lake Town?
Was that guy like smuggling goblins into Lake Town? That guy's a serious enemy of the state. I don't think we were really aware of how much of a problem he was until now. Goblins trying to infiltrate Lake Town and people double crossing and everything. I thought that was a really cool way to also turn the Lake Town sequence, which you wouldn't think it would have that much potential gameplay opportunities. It actually does end up having a lot of really cool sequences within it. Great. Okay. Now let's mark this for a bookmark. Next time we're gonna, properly crop those clips and then work on whatever is after Lake Town, which I believe might be Smaug. Now guys, that's gonna do it for this one. If you wanna find the YouTube channel where all these videos get posted, it's called Voice of Nick Vlogs on YouTube. You can either search for Voice of Nick Vlogs by typing it into the YouTube search bar, or you can click the link in the Twitch chat right now. You'll see the channel there. These videos that go onto that channel get edited live on our streams. Actually, they're 100% edited on stream from beginning to end, and then the video itself gets posted on that channel along with all of the behind-the-scenes editing videos. So especially if you're interested in becoming an editor or want to learn how to edit, it's obviously pretty useful to do that. So give that a subscribe. Voice of Nick Vlogs is the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.